Big, important ideas like resilience and resistance can remain safely abstract until you hear a story that brings them to life. And that's what my guest today does, finds the storytellers and brings them to UVM for the annual MLK Celebration address. We're getting a preview of this year's keynote and learning more about the very special guest who will be sharing her story from behind this very podium. Hello, Vermont. The legislation creating Martin Luther King Jr. Day was signed in 1983, but it took more than 25 years for all 50 states to enshrine the holiday into state law, ensuring its official observance across the nation. To this day, Mississippi and Alabama actually observe King Lee Day, recognizing the civil rights leader in tandem with the Confederate General Robert E. Lee. King once said, "The arc of the moral universe bends toward justice." In 2026, we might ask, how much progress have we made? And how do we keep moving forward? UVM's annual MLK Celebration keynote provides an excellent forum for exactly those types of questions. And my guest today is instrumental to putting the celebration together. Sandy Bermanzon is the events coordinator for UVM's Division of Intercultural Excellence. She also happens to be personally related to this year's keynote speaker, Rosalyn Pelles. Sandy Bermanzon, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to have you here, and I'm really glad that you get an opportunity to talk about your dear auntie. We had a little conversation, when we were getting ready for this. You told me some wonderful things about her. You're obviously extremely excited to bring her to all of our attention. So let's start out. Tell us a little bit about your aunt, who you call Roz.
Yes, Roz is just this incredible human being who I feel so blessed to have in my life. She's been instrumental as who I am as a woman, and just really an inspirational person in my life. So we're not blood related, she's not, but I feel like our bond is really thicker than blood.
Yeah, and how was that bond formed?
Well, I mean, I guess the bond began, or our relationship began with the Greensboro Massacre, which, just to give you a little background on what that was, that's happened on November 3rd in 1979 in Greensboro, North Carolina. And there were people who were gathering to demonstrate against the KKK because at that time they were rising in popularity. So people were gathering to start a demonstration against the Klan, and for one of the first times in American history, the Ku Klux Klan and neo-Nazis came together. So it was one of the first times in history where white supremacist groups came together, and they called themselves the United Racist Front.
Wow.
And they organized themselves.
No subtlety there.
Right. Pretty clear. And they organized a caravan to come to where people were gathering to demonstrate. And they came upon the people and they opened fire on them. And they murdered 5 people: Sandy Smith, Bill Sampson, Michael Nathan, Cesar Kawase, and Jim Waller. I'm named after 2 of the people, Sandy Smith, which is my first name, and Michelle is my middle name, named after Michael Nathan. They injured 11 other people.
Including your father, right?
Including my father. He was shot in the head and the arm, so he's paralyzed on the left side of his body today. Roz was there, and many other people were there. So I guess that's sort of, and there was a lot of aftermath after. Yeah. There were 3 trials, two of them acquitted everyone. The 3rd trial did find the police department and the Klan jointly liable for the death of one of the 5 people who were killed. And they were made to pay a fine, but the city of Greensboro paid it for the Klan and the police.
Wow.
So
wow,
justice was not served, just to show kind of how that happened. So that's where our bond started, but...
Which is how you consider a family.
Well, I mean, I would say
consider them all family, I think.
What I would say is that our bond, our togetherness, that started something, but it's so much, our bond is so much deeper than that. And the people who came out of that, the survivors of that massacre, our bond is so much deeper than just that day.
Yeah.
And it's been through years and years, 46 years this year will be, on November 3rd, will be the 46th commemoration. So it's been 46 years of just like beautiful
That's great.
family.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was really important for you to bring her here.
Yes.
I also think it's very important for people to learn more about the Greensboro Massacre.
Absolutely.
1979, that shocked me. I was alive. I mean, I was 6.
Right.
But it's not something I grew up hearing about.
Right.
It's not something I've known about. How much do you think most people know about the Greensboro Massacre?
I'm always surprised when someone has heard about it. I've run across some people who've heard about it, but really it's very unknown.
Yeah.
People aren't taught about it in school. They aren't taught about it. I think I've met one person who was taught in college about it by a professor, and I was blown away that it's even part of that, because it was swept away.
Yeah.
It was forgotten.
Well, and why then? So why is it important for us to hear Roz's story today?
For so many reasons. I mean, and it's not just about that day.
Yeah.
It's just about who she is as a person.
And what she's done since.
Right. And before, she's been doing this kind of work for decades. She started doing civil rights, workers' rights work when she was a teenager. And she's been through so much, and she's still doing it today.
Yeah.
She's still a leader in the Poor People's Campaign.
Yeah.
And in the Southern Service Workers, she's still leading those kinds of charges. So, I mean, her story is so important because she's been doing this kind of work for decades and has been through things like the Greensboro Massacre and other really hard things, but she keeps going.
Yeah.
And that's what I think, the name of her talk is The Power of Resistance and Resilience.
Right.
And that, I mean, she is that.
Yeah.
Like, continues to resist these sort of, these times, this kind of intolerance and this hatred, and she continues to do that work and is so resilient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about her keynote address. So how can people attend? It's next week.
Yes.
Or sorry, it's this week.
No, it's next week.
It's on the 29th. We're taping this obviously on a different day.
Yeah.
So it's on the 29th.
Yep.
Okay.
It's it's Thursday, the 29th, next week, and it is from 4 to 5:30 at the Ira Allen Chapel on UVM campus.
And you can attend in person, or you can also attend virtually.
Yes.
Okay.
It's free and open to the public. There will be a streaming site on the website that we have, so you can stream it live if you want. But if you come in person, it's going to be really great too, because we also have these 2 musicians coming, a local band, Dwight and Nicole, and their acoustics in that room is just like to dive. It's like heaven opened up.
You could hear it a little in that opening. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's
real
really
resonant.
nice. So they'll open up the talk and then close us out. So it's just going to be really beautiful.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. So now let's back up, because I want people to understand a little bit more about what you do and what your office does. So you're with the Division of Intercultural Excellence at UVM.
Yes.
And so in addition to putting on the MLK Celebration, you also put on a handful of other events during the year. Tell us a little bit about some of those.
Sure. So in the fall, I do one usually late September, early October, called the Andrew Harris Legacy Reception. And that's more of like a reception.
Yeah.
We have a small...
And tell us who Andrew Harris was.
Okay, I will. But I just wanted to say that this was, this is more of a reception, so less of a programmy kind of talky thing. But so Andrew Harris was the first African American to graduate from the University of Vermont in 1838, which is pretty, thinking about what happened back then, it's a pretty extraordinary time. But I just want to make sure that before we kind of are like super proud of like Vermonty stuff,
right.
It was really hard for him while he was here. Like, he wasn't allowed to walk across the stage kind of thing. So it was an extraordinary thing that happened, but he went through a lot, and he went on to become an abolitionist and a pastor. And he died very young, very tragic, like in his 20s. But we want to celebrate his legacy. Yeah. And so we celebrate other people's legacies. Like this year we did Dr. Jackson and Lydia Clemens, and they have the farm in
Clemens Family Farm, right?
Yep.
So that's fall, and then there's another thing in March. What's in March?
March we have the, it's called the Our Common Ground Symposium. It was formerly known the Inclusive Excellence Symposium. That's a great event. It's 4 days, 4 people, one person every day. And the theme this year is building connection through resilience. So we're kind of really trying to tie both things together, and that's a fabulous event as well.
Question, so what do Roz and your family, I know you were just with family this weekend, I'll ask you another question about that in a moment, but what does Roz and your family think about the work that you do?
I mean, I think they're proud of me, you know, like they, you know,
This is a way that you are also involved in continuing to do the work.
So I think they see it as that, which, you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah. So I know that you were just with more survivors this past weekend. I was wondering, how is everyone processing recent events in Minnesota? There's a lot of parallels.
Yes, I can see that. I mean, we were together this weekend to celebrate the life of Walina Cannon, who passed away on January 10th. And I will say that we didn't talk about Minnesota because we were really there to celebrate Walina, because she was another person who's just like this incredible human who's just been working towards civil rights for her whole life. So we didn't talk about Minnesota, but I can imagine from my personal perspective, there are some parallels, you know, just in terms of like people getting killed in broad daylight with cameras rolling.
And then the way that the story afterwards
is twisted. Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of media. Similarly, in what happened in Greensboro, the media, the way it's sort of like the victim is really taken to be the perpetrator, and the people who carried out the action are taken to be the victims. Yeah. You know, so
it's a really, I think that makes Rosalyn's upcoming speech even more poignant at this moment in time. And I really do hope as many people as possible register to watch online, come and attend. Do you have any final thoughts for us?
I just want everyone to come. I think it's going to be so wonderful. So I just like encourage everybody to come and just hear what she has to say and be inspired by her.
Yeah. Good, me too. Well, Rosalyn Pelles will be providing the keynote address for UVM's MLK Celebration on Thursday, January 29th at 4 p.m. at the Ira Allen Chapel. You can attend in person or virtually. Registration information is right there on your screen. I'm also happy to announce that Across the Fence will be sitting down for an exclusive interview with Rosalyn Pelles while she's in town. We're very honored to spend some time with her one-on-one, and we're going to be bringing that story to you in early February, so don't miss it. Sandy Berman's on. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for telling us all about your aunt, and I will be talking to you again soon.
Great.
All right. As always, Vermont, thank you for learning and exploring with me today, and thanks to the team that makes Across the Fence possible. I'm Amy Finley. This is Across the Fence. Come back and let's learn and explore again tomorrow.